welcome back to my channel. It's Laurel and today I'm talking about my winter favorites because winter, it appears, is almost over, despite the fact that where I am, it never really came. We just didn't have it. But whatever. I still did have the chance to imbibe in the winter spirit, which for me means hibernating for 4 to 5 months. I've been in sort of a drought as far as TV goes. I really haven't watched very much new. I did rewatch Schitt's Creek with my sister over the holidays, and that was perfect. That might be my favorite show that's currently on television, but what I have begun anew is The Crown on Netflix. Obviously, this has been around for a while. A lot of people recommended it to me because costume dramas are kind of my thing, but I was always really hesitant about it because, first of all, the fact that it's about real people who are currently alive, makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable, or at least it did before, like imagining what the show would be like. And also, I suppose I lean slightly Republican insofar as I'm allowed to have an opinion on British politics. And so I guess I kind of was worried that it would have more of like a propagandist angle, and I didn't really want to watch that. But I was wrong. It's wonderful. I just started the 3rd season, which is the new one with Olivia Colman. Love her. And I love watching how all of the new cast have taken on the roles so perfectly. Like, even though they don't look the same, sometimes you're looking at Helena Bonham Carter and you're like, whoa, you just made the same exact facial expression and mannerism as Vanessa Kirby. How did you do that? I don't know. Acting, man. Cool stuff. The acting is great. The production design is gorgeous. My favorite episodes are the ones where they look at an important event in the country and just sort of use the royals as a lens through which to look at that, and you still see real people experiencing these events, and I just really didn't expect the show to give me stuff like that, and I like it a lot. Back in December, I went to Disney World with my friend Meredith. If you've been here for any amount of time, you know that I love Disney parks, and I have been to at least one pretty much every year of my life. So if I don't get to go to one, I feel a little sad. Lucky for me, I also went to Disneyland Paris in the summer. I just haven't really felt happy since I was 11, and I need to go back to that nostalgic place in order to tap into the small vein of serotonin that exists in my brain. We went to Hollywood Studios so we could see Star Wars Land for the first time, and it is truly incredible. The theming is just so good, and I love that they created like a new planet for it instead of just making it like a facsimile of something out of the movie. That just is pure Disney magic to me. I only wish that they had made the one in California a different planet. I think that would have been really good, but whatever. For the last few months, I've been listening to a new daily news podcast called What a Day. It's produced by Crooked Media, who also do Pod Save America, among other things. So it is, you know, it's blatantly kind of lefty. I know that doesn't work for everybody, but for me, I really like where they're coming from because it helps me contextualize what I see on Twitter every day. It used to just be like, oh my gosh, all this stuff is coming at me and I don't know how to deal with it. And now I've really made it part of my morning routine to listen to What a Day, and they sort of tell me what has happened, and then when I see everything going crazy on Twitter, I can just handle it a little bit better. It's hosted by Akilah Hughes and Gideon Resnick, and they are just delightful to listen to. Every episode is only like 15 to 20 minutes, so it's extremely digestible, and it's also informative, so I can definitely recommend that. Okay, well, first of all, let's talk about what a surprisingly great film year it was. I feel like the last 3 to 5 years, pretty much everything that's come out has been just kind of like written by committee, boring franchise stuff, and of course there was a lot of that this year, but like the end of the year there were just all of these great movies coming out, like Knives Out, loved it. Parasite, great. Cats, life-changing. But really, I am here to talk about Little Women. I honestly am just so thrilled by what a wonderful movie this was. I have had the same favorite movie since 2005, and I have fallen in love with other films, but nothing has been able to come close to Pride and Prejudice starring Keira Knightley until Little Women. It's like literally right up there. I think it just is the perfect adaptation in that it's very respectful of the source material. It stays true to the spirit of the book, but it sharpens it and makes it more relevant to today. It really feels like Gerwig was in conversation with Alcott, and you can tell that it was a story that was really important to her and that she knew a lot about Louisa May Alcott's life, and I just am so excited to buy it on DVD and watch it a million times. And I can't remember the last time I bought a movie on DVD, so do they still make DVDs? The cinematography was gorgeous. The production design, once again, phenomenal. And the cast is just perfection. Saoirse Ronan is my favorite actress, and from the minute it was announced that she was playing Jo March, I was just like, yes, obviously. And I'm so happy that Florence Pugh is finally blowing up. I had pinned her down several years ago as one to watch, and here she is. She has arrived. Bless her little heart. I just have to give a big ol' shout out to the real MVP, which is this hot water bottle, because I am 86 years old. Hot water bottles, I feel like they're a very Scottish thing, but I didn't get one until this winter, and I'm so happy I did. I just stick it in my pants and wear it around the house. It keeps me toasty. If I have period cramps, it dispels them. This puppy is just a good friend to me. And if you, like me, are somebody who is always cold and walking around wearing blanket capes, you need one. I've only really gotten into playing video games in the last like 2 years, and haven't played very much. I'm the kind of person who won't play for months and months and then allow a game to totally take over my life for several weeks. And currently, my life has been taken over by Dragon Age Inquisition. I am really bad at it, but I'm still having a lot of fun. It looks gorgeous. I have never played a game that was like quite so nice to look at, and I just love fantasy lands. I think if I'm gonna play a video game, I better be able to be an elf, you know? Generally at this point, I talk about a video essay that I loved, that I learned a lot from, but this time there are just too many to choose from, and I figured I've really not been giving enough love to my fellow booktubers, so I just have to point you in the direction of this video in which my friend Christy from Books Are Neat finger paints the covers of the worst books she read this year. First of all, just like such a fun and brilliant concept, and it's so funny and relaxing to watch, and I just loved this video. Give Christy a sub if you haven't already. She is wonderful and lovely, and if you like my content, you'll definitely like her content. She reads like similar books to me and has like sort of a similar vibe. She's definitely cooler than me though, so what are you doing here? Go watch Christy's video instead. I actually have 2 bits of required reading for you today. The first is a comedy piece called How to Build Your Own Young Adult Novel by Lauren Spinabelli. In this very short little piece, she just breaks down the tropes of YA contemporary in a brutally delightful way. This came out in the spring, but I didn't do favorites then, and I just remembered it and thought I really should share it because I think a lot of people here will get a kick out of it. Lauren, full disclosure, is my friend, but she is so funny and such a great writer. She does write YA fiction, so even though this piece is making fun of it, it's from a place of love. And I also would like to recommend this op-ed in the New York Times by Britt Marling called I Don't Want to Be the Strong Female Lead. This is about Britt Marling's experience with auditioning in Hollywood and the types of roles that are written for women, and how it led her to create the show The OA, which was on Netflix for a while. And even though it's about film and television, it's definitely relevant to books as well. It's really well written, also pretty quick, and just a good breakdown of how women are often let down in fiction writing. All right, so those are just a few of the things that I have been consuming and enjoying over the last 3 months. Let me know what you've been liking, what's been helping you stay sane and happy over the last, the winter. And, yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. Okay, bye. See, this is what happens when I don't make notes on what I'm gonna say in a video. I'm just like, things pop into my head and I just say them first. Excuse me.